Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to An English Haunting. And in the last episode, guys, Patrick narrowly escaped a cult in Scotland and was able to grab the artifact that everyone seemed to be looking for, returned back to the workshop, and not only was the professor found, we are now in a flashback with Sir Arthur Conan Doyle as the character, figuring out how exactly he was able to track the professor down. So we went to the professor's lodgings and talked to the landlady again. She was about as helpful as she was initially, other than saying that Rupert here apparently may have some info as to what exactly happened to him. So let's go ahead and have a chat. May have to give away some of those bills. Good night, sir.
You coming to give me that shilling?
Like I said, I'm unfortunately only carrying bills.
Oh, I see. Tossing a coin to a beggar eases the conscience. Tossing a bill, not so much.
I did not mean to offend you.
Forget it. What do you want?
It's about a tenant in this building. Professor Nelson Ward.
Oh, yeah, the ghost guy. A good man. Always gives me a shilling whenever he walks out the door. Not like you.
The landlady mentioned you were the last person to see Professor Ward. Is that right?
Saw him leave through that door last night and ain't seen him come back all day.
Did you talk to him? Did he say where he was headed?
Didn't exchange no words with him. Was half asleep in that alley when I saw him leave. Some bloke was waiting for him.
Interesting. Can you describe this bloke for me?
Didn't get a good look at his face. It was dark and I was more asleep than awake. But I noticed he was missing an arm. That much I'm sure of.
Left or right arm?
Let me think. Saw him from the front, so it must have been the left one. Yeah, the left arm.
You sure about that?
Most certainly, sir. Also remember he came up to me and said something like, what was it? Yeah. You ain't seen none, understood?
So he threatened you?
Not exactly.
What do you mean?
His tone wasn't aggressive at all.
So he suggested that you don't say anything about what you saw that night?
Yeah, it could be.
Not all threats are overtly hostile. As far as I'm concerned, that sounds like a threat through and through.
You reckon?
I am a writer. If a villain threatened my protagonist, they'd likely use those words. Let's continue. Did he seem uneasy or scared?
Oh.
The professor.
No, say Blazes punched that that bloke was with him. Actually, I'd say he was expecting him.
Do you think they knew each other?
Don't know, sir.
Right. Do you remember anything else from last night?
No, nothing else. Just what I told you. A one-armed man was waiting for the professor.
And he advised you not to talk about what you saw, correct?
Exactly.
You have been a great help.
Happy to help.
Well, thank you, Rupert. Man, came through clutch. Ooh, I got her. I'm not going to climb up there. I might break my neck. Okay. Well, looks like we may be done with everything here. Should be time to go to Scotland Yard. Matching Gene Wilder afros.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Sir Arthur Conan Doyle himself.
Sergeant Collins?
What do you want, Wiggins? Sir Arthur? The creator of Sherlock Holmes?
The same, officer.
You want to see something, Wilkins?
What?
You'll be surprised. Oi, Mallory, come over here.
Yes, Sergeant?
Judging by Mallory's appearance, can you tell me where he's from, Sir Arthur?
Oh, dear.
Let's see. With those typical features, I'd swear he's from the Sheffield area. However, the prominent forehead places him further south, a place where the Sheffield accent differs from those pronounced S's. Eckington, right? Good heavens! It's truly Sherlock Holmes! How did you know? Easy. We usually bump into each other at the barber's. How's the family, Mallory?
We're all doing well. Sam's got a job as a porter at King's Cross, and little Ralph refuses to continue studying. Thanks for asking, Sir Arthur.
As a rib. I don't know why I partake in this joke every time they have a new officer.
It's still just as funny the first time, don't you think? You can go, Wilkins. And by the way, you're lucky the chief is in his office. He wouldn't be too pleased to see you here. Anyway, what brings you here on this miserable night?
Ooh, is that the chief? I'm looking for a missing person.
Oh, who are we talking about?
Professor Nelson Ward, in his 60s, grey-haired, with a height of...
Nelson Ward. Ward. Mallory!
Yes?
Help jog my memory. Or correct me if I'm wrong. Remember the former chief forensic officer? His name was Ward, right?
Ward. Nelson Ward. You're correct. He left the force to go into teaching. Good man. A bit eccentric, but very professional.
Thanks, Mallory. So, our former chief forensic officer's disappeared. We're not aware of that. No one's reported his disappearance.
It hasn't been reported, no. But his closest associates claim there's something strange about this whole affair. Professor Ward wouldn't vanish without a trace if there wasn't a compelling reason.
Don't you worry. Nelson Ward was one of ours, and as far as I'm concerned, still is. Mallory!
Mallory's getting his steps in today.
Yes?
Issue a search warrant for Professor Nelson Ward. And mobilize a few officers to take care of it.
Now?
Now.
High priority.
All our units are busy at the moment. Jones is with Horton, Maids, and Selsby at the docks. Freyd and Runkle are on the trail of Lewis Adams.
Curses. You may be dismissed. I'm very sorry, Sir Arthur, but the search for the professor will have to wait until tomorrow.
No problem, Sergeant. Although I must inform you that I'm conducting my own investigation into the matter.
I wouldn't be the one to stand in your way.
We could use a mind like yours.
But be careful. I don't want the chief finding out, okay?
Why is the chief angry?
Because of your Sherlock Holmes stories. He thinks Lestrade is becoming increasingly useless, and that reflects poorly on Scotland Yard.
Well, he shouldn't be upset about that. It's pure fiction. Lestrade is not competent, or not incompetent. He's just a device I use to make Holmes appear more brilliant.
That's not how he sees it. He thinks you do it on purpose and doesn't want you consulting the police archives again for your stories.
I am fed up with Sherlock Holmes. He brings me nothing but trouble. But regarding Professor Nelson Ward's disappearance...
Do you have any leads?
I believe I've stumbled upon an important clue.
Well, would you mind sharing it with me?
Apparently Professor Ward left his home last night accompanied by someone. A beggar, a certain Rupert, witnessed the event.
Was this Rupert the last person who saw Professor Ward?
Indeed.
And could he recognize that person?
He couldn't see his face, but he's certain he was missing an arm.
Right or left arm?
Left. Also, he heard his voice. Let's say he threatened him, or rather, he threatened him indirectly.
Not many details, but enough for me to organize a lineup tonight. We have several registered disabled individuals of that sort. I suppose the guy who's been threatening beggars at night would be among them. Could you bring that beggar here so we can identify the guy?
Indeed.
Right. In the meantime, I'll have Mallory gather a few suspects who fit the description you provided.
Thank you for your assistance, Sergeant.
I'll do everything I can to clear this up. As I said, Nelson Ward is still one of ours.
That went a lot better than I thought it was going to. The top one is a reminder of the officer's code of conduct. The bottom one is a wanted poster for Foley the Catholic. Newspaper clippings highlighting various successes of Scotland Yard.
Chief put him up himself. According to him, it boosts the morale of the officers.
It's the wanted poster for someone named William Lancaster. He's accused of seducing and poisoning a wealthy spinster with strychnine to get her inheritance. The top poster is for Aunt Mary Ann Dyer, a nanny accused of murdering the babies in her care. Her whereabouts are unknown. The poster below shows the photograph of Gordon Adams, nicknamed the Angel of Death. I remember reading about him recently. He's a doctor who poisoned several patients with morphine.
We have a reliable lead that'll help us locate him. It's just a matter of time.
There's Mallory. Mallory seems to be looking at something in that drawer. I better let him work. I trust the professor isn't in danger. If he is, time would be against him.
Leave our officers alone, Sir Arthur. We've misplaced a very important report and we need to find it before dawn.
I'm a big fan of your coffee, or at least your commercials back in the day. Ooh, helmets. Oh, the distinctive custodium helmets. It's been more than 40 years since they replaced those horrors better suited to the army than a modern metropolitan police force. Alright, well, let's go get our witness. Hopefully he's still there. Oh, there he be. Rupert, sir. Would you be so kind as to accompany me to the police station?
Me? Why me? I ain't done nothing.
I know, and you need not worry. You've just have to come with me and pick out the one-armed man from a lineup. That simple.
You pick him out? I don't want trouble, sir.
You can rest assured he will not be able to see you.
You sure about that?
I give you my word. Lineups protect the witness.
I don't know. Never been in one.
I, however, have attended a few. So trust me when I say your anonymity will be preserved.
You seem like somebody knows what he's talking about. Or hell, at least acts like he knows what he's talking about.
What do you say? It'll only take a few minutes of your time. If not for me, then do it for the professor.
Well, what the heck. I'll do it for the professor. Shall we go?
Ooh. I am fascinated by this room. It's nothing like the last one I was in for a lineup.
Do you like it? The glass separating us from the suspects is special. As you can observe, both you and I can see clearly what's on the other side. They'll only see their own reflection.
And I suppose those vents up there allow communication with the room on the other side so they can hear you.
Exactly. If I raise my voice, I can give orders to the suspects.
Fascinating.
It costs a pretty penny to install these spaces in all police stations. But with this method, witness safety doubles. That's what matters. Did you hear that, Mr. Rupert? You have nothing to fear. You can come in here without any problem.
Yeah, seems safe.
Mallory, line him up.
You under Sergeant, gentlemen? Form a line and stop at the center of the room.
Who is Kaiser Sose?
Halt! Excellent. Stand proud. Not even the Royal Guard marches as well as you do. Look straight ahead and wait the sergeant's instructions, please. What kind of shit is this?
What's the matter?
You're asking me what's the matter? There's a patty man there. The first one, the bald one. Why isn't he behind bars?
We have no evidence that this gentleman has committed a crime.
He's a patty man. He belongs to a gang of extortionists and murderers. Ain't that crime enough?
Sir, we're here so you can identify the person you saw last night.
Poppycock. So the rumours are true. The police turn a blind eye to these Irish pigs. This institution stinks. You corrupt lot.
Rupert, I don't think this is the time. Sir, watch your mouth when speaking of this immaculate institution. Do you want to be detained for contempt? Is that what you want?
Blah. Let's get this over with.
Very well, gentlemen. So you've been given a note with a phrase written on it. I'll call you by the number you've been assigned. When you hear it, read the note out loud. Do not attempt to fake your voice. Do not try to deceive us. We'll know. Got it? Let's begin. Number 1. You haven't seen... Nope. You're number 5. Number 1 is the person on the other end.
I've been assigned number 4, sir.
Mallory, what the hell have you done? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It'll be number 1 from now on. The one to your left will be number 2, and so on. Is that clear? Let's start again. Number 1. Say your line.
You haven't seen anything, understood?
Right. Number 2. You haven't seen anything, understood? Thank you. Number 3. Number 3! Are you deaf?
Sorry, Sergeant, but I can't read.
Did you hear the phrase your colleague said?
Yes.
Just repeat it.
Okay.
You haven't seen anything, understood? Very well, thank you. Number 4.
Oi, you scumbag. Not a word about what happened here, understood?
What? You can't read you can't read either, you're making up what's on the note. I just wanted to add more drama. Who wrote this? This line isn't believable. Do you see, Sir Arthur? We have an aspiring writer among us. Be careful, he might give you a run for your money. Can you just read what the note says? My, all that's holy, Mallory. Where did you find this guy?
From the theater, Sergeant. He's an actor.
We're in a lineup, not an audition. Please, just read the line as written. You haven't seen anything, understood? Is this okay? That's fine, thank you very much. Number 5. You haven't seen anything, understood? Mr. Rupert, which of these people spoke to you last night?
Number 2.
Number 2. Are you sure?
Absolutely. That voice is unmistakable.
Clive, really? I thought you were going to turn over a new leaf. I don't know what this is all about, Sergeant. But I promise you I haven't done anything wrong. I'm an honest person now. I even have a decent job. I'm a coachman. A coachman, huh?
And how do you drive with only one hand? Very carefully, Sergeant. Are you sure it's Clive?
I give you my word, sir.
All right, gentlemen, show's over. Please exit on the left. Everyone except number 2. And thank you very much for your cooperation.
Come on, gentlemen. You heard the sergeant.
I would like to speak to the subject, Sergeant.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, we're done here, Mr. Rupert. You can go. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
Do you pay anything
What?
for doing this?
No, of course not. Is it not enough for you to contribute to justice?
No. Good night.
Clive, isn't it?
Have I gotten into trouble, sir?
I don't know. You should know. Can I ask you if you were at Dorset Street last night?
Indeed, I was there last night. I picked up a gentleman at number 14. A certain Ward. He said he was a professor.
You didn't know him previously?
No, sir. It was the first time I called him.
And where did you take him?
To the Blackstone Asylum, sir. Half an hour earlier, a gentleman gave me a note with Mr. Ward's address and the destination he'd be taken to.
Would you recognize that person?
No, sir. It was very dark and he hardly spoke to me. He just gave me the note with the exact fare.
Did you speak with Professor Ward or just drive him?
Oh yes, on the way to the carriage we had a very strange conversation. According to him, he received a letter detailing certain supernatural events that had occurred in a cell at the asylum. Apparently he was a ghost hunter and his services were required. He was excited as a child on Christmas Eve.
What did you tell the beggar not to speak about anything he saw, or why did you do that?
Oh, the note I was given indicated that under no circumstance could anyone know that the professor was heading to Blackstone.
I see. Continue.
Upon arriving at the asylum, a terrible thing happened. As soon as we got off the carriage, 2 orderlies were waiting for him, along with someone who seemed to be the director of the facility. The orderlies grabbed him by the arms and dragged him away, screaming. He was insane. I should have not expected it from all those ghost stories he told me. Good heavens.
Professor Ward is not insane. He's the foremost authority on metaphysics in all of London. Metapsychics.
I don't know what that is. Apparently neither do the people in charge of the center. They dragged him away.
Have you heard the account of events, Sergeant?
By God, yes. We must do something about this misunderstanding. I'll wait for the boys to come, and I'll accompany them to Blackstone myself.
Wait, this can't be delayed.
I told you before, all my officers are busy. I'll go myself, but the chief has just left and I can't leave the station in Mallory's hands. Let's wait a couple of hours.
All right. May I go on ahead? I'll be waiting for you at the asylum gate.
All right, Sir Arthur. But don't do anything on your own. Just wait there until we arrive. I appreciate all your inquiries, but the time for playing detective is over. Leave this matter to the professionals, okay?
Completely agree. Oh, he's so not gonna... Yeah. The Blackstone Asylum. I'd heard chilling tales of the inhumane treatment of patients. Trepanning, electroshock therapy, and cold water baths to alleviate their illnesses. Entering Blackstone was like stepping back a century. A place that should no longer exist in this modern world. Locked.
Who goes there? Who are you? What do you want?
I'd come to visit a patient.
This institution doesn't allow visitors, sir. And even if it did, this wouldn't be the time for it.
There seems to be a misunderstanding with one of the patients. The asylum is closed, sir. If you have an issue, contact the administration. But you see, I'd advise you to leave. The storm is getting worse and you wouldn't want to be in such a remote place. Good night. Curse it. Okay. Oh, we're going to climb some vines? Okay, we can do that. This noble institution was inaugurated by Her Majesty Queen Victoria on 6 October 1865. No unannounced visits allowed. I suppose management wants to control knowledge of the atrocities that occur behind these walls. Well, up we go then. The vine looks sturdy. I could climb it to get inside. Oi, you! What are you up to? Do not try anything crazy. I'll be watching you. Oh, bushes? There's something in the bushes. It's an old tattered umbrella. Step away from the gate, please. I could try to climb the wall, but I don't think this vine would hold my weight. Also, I think the guardhouse is right behind it. You're right. So leave if you don't want trouble. Oh, that's what you get for doing the outer monologue. Or the inner monologue outer. Alright, well. Don't even think about it, huh? Vine, bushes. Asylum gates. I could try to pry the plaque off, but it's held by four sturdy nails. Well, it also could be... Wait, how did you see me? Oh, to the wall! To the wall. Did not know there was more. Aha! Another brick in the wall. I think I'll use the umbrella tip to leverage it. That will help me to get it out. Excellent. It seems to have moved a bit. It should be difficult to remove it, or shouldn't be difficult. I couldn't remove it completely, but I think it would make a good foothold to support me in climbing the wall without difficulty. Well, up we go then. I can use the protruding brick to climb the wall without difficulty. But those glass shards still worry me. Could we use... the umbrella won't help me get rid of those glass shards. I can't reach them with it anyway. We're going to be slightly pixel hunting here. Probably not. The game hasn't wanted us to do that yet, so... Now... Yeah, we got that. He's gonna get upset with us again. Check the bushes. Nothing else, nothing help there. Let's go ahead and look at the umbrella. An old rusty umbrella. The fabric is holey, making it impossible for it to use for its intended purpose. Asylum gate, the plaque, the vine. Check for puddles. Brick wall. Can't go up there. Glass shards are still up. Won't budge any further. I could jump to hook the umbrella onto the ivy, but they would not support my weight. Alright, well, I guess we gotta figure out how to get over this glass, guys. And I'll tell you what, we've got enough time. Let's go ahead and do that in the next episode. And I hope y'all have enjoyed it. It's going to be interesting seeing Conan Doyle do a asylum infiltration. But I hope y'all have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. That'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.